I was running around this section of Irithyll for a long time trying to find my way through, but I kept getting invaded while I was empered. See what I mean? And he wasn't the only one. Luckily, neither of those punks could really hang with me. This section of Irithyll looked really familiar. It reminded me of Anor Londo. See what I mean? The difficulty didn't change much either. Hi, Logan. Ow. And this part in particular really struck me as interesting. Pay attention to this rug with the candles down here. Now, skipping to the end of the hallway, we can see the platform that was made for Guinevere. And after this point, I found the bonfire and found a whole lot of other places, like Archdragon Peak, where I fought this thing called the Stormbringer, and what was ostensibly Gwen. However, I lost all of that footage because my computer froze in the midst of recording. So in the lamest tradition of storytelling, you just had to be there. The boss of this area, Aldrich, looked like Gwendolyn, which I thought was ironic since Gwendolyn was the last remaining god in Anor Londo. But once I beat him, I was teleported to Emma back at the beginning of the game and fought the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Beyond her, I found King Osiris, who was transformed into a dragon-like creature, and he's trying to protect an invisible baby named Ocelot. Further still, I found a dark graveyard of ashes and a dark firelink shrine, wherein I found Firekeeper Eyes, which granted access to a certain ending. At the top, however, was Lothric Castle. As you can see, there were dragons who couldn't quite hang with me. There were also a bunch of hollows, whose genericness will give me the opportunity to speak more about Archdragon Peak. Beyond King Osiris, immediately beyond him, there was a room with like 4 or so snake warriors who were taking a gesture to get to the Archdragon Peak. Once there, I fought a few more, ran up this hill, then was immediately blindsided by a dragon, which had a pretty cool boss fight. You had to run around and then do a dive on top of him, and then eventually work your way through to fighting the Storm King and the Nameless King, who, by all intents, had to be Gwen because he was wearing the same crown and he was commanding lightning. Not unlike this fellow here. I'll let this fight play out. Once I finished that underwhelming boss fight, I went to one of the most interesting areas in the game, the Grand Archives. I had to keep dodging another freaking Crystal Sage, and oh my god, I hated this guy so much. I got him eventually though. This area was actually a lot worse until this guy was defeated. For some reason at this point he wasn't teleporting away, but normally he would. He would go up another level and then just keep putting bombs at you again and again. And it was so annoying. There are also these little spooky hands that come out of books and will curse you, which, you know, That totally sucked, unless you dip your head in wax, which I thought was a very funny thing. However, I'm gonna enjoy this victory too. You piece of shit. Anyway, moving on.
Oh dear. Another dogged contender. Welcome, unkindled one, purloiner of cinders. Mind you, the mantle of Lord interests me none. The fire-linking curse, the legacy of lords, let it all fade into nothing. You've done quite enough. Now have your rest.
I thought this fight was going to be pretty easy, but nope. That was actually quite embarrassing. He somehow managed to tag me all, like his first 3 swings, he got ran every single one of them. Ah, that was embarrassing. But you know, I always come back. Not very well. I swear it's embarrassing to watch myself play sometimes.
Oh, dear brother, I'm on my way. My brother. Unyielding sword of Lothric's prince. Rise if you would, for that is our curse.
Well, that was that. I have to admit I was pretty sleep deprived at this point, so... Yeah, I got back to Firelink Shrine, placed all the Lords of Cinder on their moldering thrones, and this happened.
Noble Lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir.
I have bad dandruff, by the way.
Let her grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
And here we are in the kiln. It's not a great deal to say about this place. It looks like Firelink Shrine. It's even got moldering thrones. Except, obviously, it's just empty out here. What's going on, dog? I don't know. And I am thusly teleported away to the kiln of the first flame. Yay! If it's not super obvious, I was going to say a whole lot more. But I was, again, super sleep deprived and I wanted to give him a try. It did not go well. So I decided to summon help for the second attempt. And I will, again, let this play out. shows the dark endings. Let's watch that cutscene.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's pass.
And thus ends Dark Souls 3. Hope you enjoyed it, because I sure did.